Give great credit to Virginia. They're an extremely big and physical team in the second half, and really for the better part of the game. We could not score around the rim. And I thought our energy level to start the second half was poor. Why that is remains a mystery. To go into the locker room, with Jordan's three to put us up 10 and to come out with the type of energy level we did for the first 4 minutes, I thought really set the tone. We knew and should know that you're going to have some droughts when you play against Virginia. Their defense is as good as anybody in the country. But when we had those droughts in the first half, we didn't let it affect us at all. In the second half, to start the half, we did. And again, why we lost energy to start the second half is tough to understand, because it wasn't like we lost the energy after they went on a 12 or 14 point run, which eventually they did. It was at the very, very beginning. And we give great credit to Virginia. They're a terrific team. They made some good adjustments in our zone in the second half. Obviously, one of them being Hunter being on the floor. He was saddled with 2 fouls and didn't play a lot in the first half. They get 4 shooters out there. It makes your zone a little bit more difficult. So, bottom line, we got to score around the basket too. We got to be able to break those droughts with some offensive rebounds, some putbacks, some finishes through contact, and we're not there yet. We're just not there.
Coach, what exactly did they do to make it so difficult to score around the basket?
Well, they're really, really physical. They're legal, but they're physical. And, I think that in order to try to get those guys out of position, you have to be able to move the ball, move yourself. I thought our team got a little fatigued, probably more mentally than physically. I thought we had a lot of movement, both in transition and then when we were in the half court in the first half, not as much in the second half. Some of the looks around the basket that we got to be able to convert. You got to be able to convert through traffic. You get a 3 or 4 footer. Our bigs have to go better than 2 for 16. They just do.
Coach, it seemed like you guys really had found a good niche, attacking off the dribble penetration, then swinging opposite, getting open shots. It seems like those looks were a little bit tougher in the second half. What changed as far as that?
Well, again, I think you can't be a donut for 40 minutes. You cannot just score on the perimeter. We have a good shooting team. If those looks are generated by drive kicks, then we want to take those. But they didn't fall like they were in the first half. We've got to be able to mix up. Getting an offensive rebound or two, getting a putback. We have to be able to score around the basket. They never doubled us in the post. It shows probably their respect level for our big guys. We got to be able to score one-on-one in the post. And again, that doesn't mean that Steven or Malik have to come away with getting 20, 25 points a game. But they've got to make a few down there so that, they force at least some type of crowd around the post, and then we can play a little bit more inside out.
Chris, it seemed like when you guys got the ball in the post, your guys took a long time before they made a move. Are you okay with that if it's a one-on-one situation, or would you like them to be a little bit more decisive?
If you're one-on-one, a lot of times people talk about, being patient in the post. So, you watch an NBA game, guy catches the back of the basket, he wants to make sure his teammates are spaced in the proper way. Our guys were very well schooled that Virginia could post trap, and we've got to be able to catch the ball, know where our teammates are, make sure there's no double coming before we get ourselves in trouble by just a quick spin move or a quick dribble, and all of a sudden you're getting the ball turned over. So I don't think being patient in the post is an issue. I think our ability to score in traffic is.
Coach, those 33 attempted threes that you all had tonight, were you okay with that number of threes that you all attempted?
Well, I think our team started to feel like we couldn't score at the basket. And, for the better part of the game, I thought a lot of those threes were good ones. But, when we are driving the ball in the lane, getting our shots blocked, not being able to convert, missing through contact, again, I think that's what they do to a lot of teams. They wear on you. But, I don't know if I would have settled on a number. Again, if they'd have doubled our post guys and we kick it out, you got to be able to make open shots and try to get offensive rebounds from there.
Chris, in the first half when they didn't make a three and you guys made 10 of them, did you feel like you should be up more than 10, or did you like where you were at halftime?
Well, I mean, to have a 10-point lead against, one of the nation's best teams, we just knew that what was coming. We knew DeAndre Hunter was going to be on the floor. We knew we were going to try to mix up man and zone. And, I thought we were in a good position. As I said in my opening statement, our first 3 or 4 minutes, our energy level was really confounding, just really hard to understand, why it wouldn't be there. Again, sometimes you have to try to, get confidence back in your kids. If an opponent goes on a 10-0 run, that wasn't the case coming out of halftime. And so I thought Virginia really became the tone setter to start the second half.
Chris, did you think that there was a spillover effect from the technical foul, but the charging call on Jordan and what happened thereafter?
It's a big call. Hindsight's 20/20. Leading up to that, we were having a tough time scoring, so it was nice that we got a bucket on a interior play where there was contact. Officials saw it one way. Obviously we see it another, but they're the ones wearing stripes, and so he got me for it. I don't know if that was what spiraled us. Again, I talk a lot, coming out of halftime, our energy level, but the entire second half was a struggle for us to score. The entire second half.
Coach, if you could, just talk about the fact you hold Guy and Jerome to 4 made baskets between the two. Just talk about your defensive game plan on trying to shut down the perimeter.
Well, they do such a great job of cutting without the basketball, and we really wanted to be locked in on those guys when we were in man. When we were in zone, we wanted to be very cognizant of where they were on the floor. And they did a really good job of changing sides of the floor. They didn't stick one or the other in a particular corner or on a particular side of the floor. Ball would get swung, and next thing you know, even against our zone, one of those guys would either be cutting at the nail or cutting to the baseline corner. But I thought our guys did a really good job, especially in the first half. They've got the advantage of our staff being 4 feet from them, being able to tell them, here comes Guy, here's Jerome. Second half not as good, but we didn't play nearly as much zone in the second half. But I think if you're going to beat Virginia, you got to try to hold those two down the best you can. We needed to do a better job on some of their other players.
Coach Mack, I asked Coach Bennett about not trapping in the second half, which was critical. What kind of confidence are you going to give your big people to continue playing? Because you all did hit the threes, which took them out of their basic defense of trapping the post. What are you going to tell your bigs to continue to improve?
Same thing, Jerry. We've been telling them every single day. Mike Begis is working really hard with those guys. Neither one of them were natural back-to-the-basket scorers. We've got a long way to go. They weren't trapping in the first half either, outside of one random. So it really wasn't – our threes weren't a direct result of them trapping the post. We just got to be able to score better one-on-one in the interior.
Coach, you spoke about your energy level in the second half. Does depth in your rotation concern you moving down the stretch here with second half play?
Well, guys got to play better in order for them to play. And the guys that we put on the floor, believe me, we all want to win. We feel like we're putting the guys out there that give us the best chance to do that.
Coach, it's been a very difficult stretch in February, starting with North Carolina here at the Yum Center. What has been your message to the team to keep their energy level up, get focused, and get ready for the next challenge?
Just that. We understand that this league is a monster league. It's what our guys signed up for. And we've got to be able to lick our wounds. And I thought we took a step forward today. I thought, we were much better with our energy level and our readiness to play than we were the other night. And we're going to have to be the same way at BC on Wednesday. And, again, this league is a monster, and we know that. We've put ourselves in good position, feel like we've left a couple on the table that we could have gotten, but we've got to be able to look forward and know that the best part of the season is ahead of us, and there's got to be excitement about coming to practice and getting better like we had on Thursday and like we had on Friday. And if that remains the same, and we continue to come to practice every day with that right energy and being positive, then we'll keep making steps forward. We're playing really good teams in this league, as we know, and so we can't have our confidence stolen. That's why I was really excited to see our guys come out and play with confidence. We got to be able to sustain that a little bit longer.